Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this video, we will discuss the development of Islamic jurisprudence during the era of Uthman bin Affan, the third caliph, which forms part of the era of the Sahaba or the Prophet's companions, where fiqh was developed through their ijtihad based on the Quran and Sunnah. This period came after the leadership of Abu Bakr and Umar bin Khattab, when the Islamic State expanded rapidly across vast regions. As Islam spread, it encountered new societies, languages, and customs, creating new legal issues that required interpretation. And this is where the crisis began. In distant army camps, Muslim soldiers began disputing, even fighting over differences in how the Quran was recited. What seemed like a religious issue was actually a legal crisis, because if the primary source of Islamic law differed, the entire system of fiqh would lose its certainty. Uthman understood that without a unified legal foundation, both the state and the law could fracture. His mission was clear: to unify the word in order to preserve the law. And this leads to his most significant contribution.
To resolve this crisis, Uthman carried out one of the most important acts in Islamic legal history, which is the standardization and the codification of the Quran. He recognized that for fiqh to remain authoritative, its primary source must be undisputed. He formed a committee of companions led by Zaid ibn Thabit to produce a single standardized version in the Quraysh dialect. This official mushaf was distributed to major regions, while other versions were withdrawn to prevent conflicting recitations. From a legal perspective, this was an early form of codification of Islamic law primary source. It ensured that every qadi referred to the same authoritative text when making rulings. As a result, Islamic law became anchored to a single preserved source, forming the foundation for future ijtihad and the continued development of fiqh. However, preserving the sources alone was not enough. The law also had to respond to a growing society.
During Uthman's era, Islamic jurisprudence continued to develop through the ijtihad of the Sahaba, especially as new legal issues emerged across regions. Companions exercised independent reasoning based on the Quran and Sunnah, leading to early variations in legal opinions due to different social and cultural contexts. At the same time, Uthman applied the principle of maslahah mursalah, which refers to pursuing public interest where the texts are not explicit. For example, as Medina became a busy commercial center, he introduced a second azan for Friday prayer in the marketplace, ensuring people remained aware of their obligations. He also strengthened state institutions by organizing the Baitul Ma'al and supporting the development of the Islamic Navy to protect trade and security. These developments show that Islamic law was not only preserved, but also adapted to the needs of a more complex society. This balance becomes even clearer in his approach to family law.
One of the clearest examples of Uthman's approach to law can be seen in family law, particularly in the issue of talaq al-marid, or deathbed divorce. A legal question arose: could a husband divorce his wife to prevent her from inheriting his wealth? While a literal interpretation might allow this, Uthman looked beyond the surface. He applied maqasid al-sharia, the objectives of Islamic law, and focused on preventing harm, or dirar. He ruled that if the divorce was intended to harm the wife, her right to inheritance must still be protected. This shows an important principle. Islamic law is not just about formal rules, but about achieving justice and protecting the vulnerable. In conclusion, the era of Uthman ibn Affan represents a crucial stage of the formation of fiqh during the time of the Sahaba, where the law was stabilized through codification and developed through ijtihad. The foundation later influenced the tabi'in and tabi'in and contributed to the emergence of the major schools of Islamic law. It shows that Islamic law is both stable in its sources and flexible in its application. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.